Have you ever felt that 24 hours in a day is not enough? Some days pass by in the blink of an eye, while others seem to stretch on endlessly. We live, work, and love to the familiar rhythm of 24 hours, 7 days a week. That is our measure of time, the foundation of all civilizations. But pause for a moment and imagine, what if your day wasn't 24 hours, but 1,400 hours? What if the sun rose and then took up to 3 months to set? And can you believe it? There is a place in this universe where a day is longer than a year. This is not science fiction. It is an astonishing truth happening right here in our solar system. In today's video, we will embark on a journey to distant worlds to explore just how magical and different the concept of a day can truly be. Fasten your seatbelt, because your perception of time is about to be changed forever. Earth, a familiar foundation. Before starting the adventure, let's look back at our home, Earth. A day for us is the time it takes for the planet to complete one full rotation on its axis. This rotation creates the cycle of day and night, a fundamental rhythm that has shaped life for billions of years. 24 hours. That is a number so familiar. It gives us time to work, to rest, to dream. This rhythm is deeply embedded in the biological DNA of every living organism, from plants photosynthesizing in sunlight to us with our internal biological clocks. Earth spins at an almost perfect speed, at a just right distance from the sun, creating a stable environment. But this stability is extremely rare in the universe. Most of Earth's siblings in the solar system have completely different, even crazy stories about time. Let's consider our 24 hours as a standard, a foundation, from which we can see the harshness and strangeness of time elsewhere. Now, let's start with our closest neighbor, Mars. Mars, the twin brother? Our first destination is the red planet. Mars has always been an endless source of inspiration for writers and scientists, a world with many surprising similarities to Earth, and one of those similarities is time. A day on Mars, called a sol by scientists, lasts about 24 hours and 39 minutes, just a little longer than our day. Amazing, isn't it? If you stood on Mars, you would feel a day-night rhythm almost identical to home. You would also have sunrises and sunsets, although the sky would have slightly different colors. This similarity is one of the main reasons Mars has become a top target for human exploration and settlement in the future. We can easily adapt to a day that is only 39 minutes longer. Rovers like Curiosity and Perseverance also operate on this sol cycle. But don't get too excited yet. This similarity is just a gentle prelude, because our next destination will challenge every definition you have of a day. Mercury. The paradox of speed. Welcome to Mercury, the tiny planet closest to the Sun. Here exists an astonishing time paradox. While Mercury races around the Sun at a dizzying speed, completing a year in just 88 Earth days, it rotates on its axis extremely slowly. Imagine this. Mercury takes as long as 59 Earth days to complete one full rotation. But because it is also moving along its orbit, a solar day, the time from one sunrise to the next, on Mercury lasts as long as 176 Earth days. This means that if you lived on Mercury, one of your days would be twice as long as your year. You would experience a morning lasting 88 Earth days, with surface temperatures soaring up to 430 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt lead. Then, you would plunge into an evening also lasting 88 days, with temperatures dropping to minus 180 degrees Celsius. A day here is a survival marathon between hell and freezing cold. The familiarity of Mars is now far behind. Venus. When a day is longer than a year. If you think Mercury is strange enough, then get ready to meet Venus, known as the planet of hell. Here, all the time rules we know are completely reversed. Venus holds the most terrifying record in the solar system. One of its days is longer than its year. Yes, you heard that right. It takes about 225 Earth days to complete one orbit around the Sun, a year. But it takes up to 243 Earth days just to rotate once on its axis. This creates an unimaginable reality. If you stood on the surface of Venus, you would see the sun rise, and then have to wait nearly 8 Earth months to see it rise again. Additionally, Venus rotates in the opposite direction to most other planets, meaning the sun rises in the west and sets in the east. All of this happens under an atmosphere 90 times denser than Earth's, with surface temperatures constantly at 465 degrees Celsius. Venus is not only a place with strange time, it is proof of how harsh the universe can be. Jupiter, the rushing giant. Let's leave behind the hot, rocky planets to enter the world of the gas giants. And no one is bigger than Jupiter. Although it is the largest planet in the solar system, with a mass twice that of all the other planets combined, Jupiter has the shortest day. A day on Jupiter lasts only 9 hours and 55 minutes. Imagine your life compressed. You have less than 5 hours to work and 5 hours to rest. Everything happens at a frantic pace. This terrifying rotation speed is one of the reasons for the fierce storms and colorful cloud bands we see. The Great Red Spot, a giant storm larger than Earth, has been sweeping across Jupiter's surface for hundreds of years, powered by this dizzying spin. On Jupiter, time does not drag on, but passes in the blink of an eye. It is a world of haste, energy, and eternal chaos. Saturn, the dance of the rings. Next in the journey of the giants, we visit Saturn, the jewel of the solar system. Famous for its magnificent ring system, Saturn is also a very fast-spinning planet, though not as fast as Jupiter. A day on Saturn lasts about 10 hours and 42 minutes, almost equivalent to its giant neighbor. This rapid rotation causes the planet to be flattened at the poles and bulge at the equator. If you could stand on a cloud of Saturn, you would see those spectacular rings seemingly rushing in an endless dance across the sky. Life, if it exists here, would have to adapt to an extremely short day-night cycle. The energy received from the sun would constantly change. Like Jupiter, Saturn is a dynamic world where time flows relentlessly, in stark contrast to the eerily quiet Venus or Mercury. Uranus, the rolling planet. Get ready for one of the strangest things you have ever seen. We have arrived at Uranus, the giant icy planet. What is special here is not just the rotation speed, but the way it rotates. Uranus does not spin like a top. It rolls on its orbit. Its axis is tilted at an angle of up to 98 degrees. A day on Uranus lasts only about 17 hours and 14 minutes. But because of this extreme tilt, the concept of a day becomes very extreme. Imagine, in a year lasting 84 Earth years on Uranus, one of its poles will point directly at the sun for a continuous 21 years, experiencing a summer without night. Meanwhile, the other pole will be plunged into a dark winter lasting 21 years. This means that if you lived at one of the poles, you would have a day lasting 42 Earth years, including 21 years of daylight and 21 years of continuous darkness. This is a world of harsh seasons lasting decades, a place where time is measured by a human lifetime. Neptune, the wind of time. We have reached the farthest point in our journey exploring the planets. Neptune, the icy and windy world. Located far from the sun, it is a dark and cold place. A day on Neptune lasts about 16 hours and 6 minutes, which is relatively short. Its fast rotation speed, combined with heat from inside the planet, creates the fastest winds in the solar system, reaching speeds of up to 2,100 km/h. At the edge of the solar system, time seems to pass quickly in a quiet and distant scene. A 16-hour day unfolds in almost eternal darkness, under the roar of supersonic winds. It shows that even in the coldest and most remote places, time still has its own rhythm, strong and full of energy. Looking back at the journey, we have traveled a long way, from a nearly 24-hour day on Mars to a 176 Earth day on Mercury. We have witnessed a day longer than a year on Venus. We have been overwhelmed by Jupiter's rotation speed of less than 10 hours and amazed by a day lasting 42 years at the poles of Uranus. Each planet is a unique clock, governed by its own physical laws and formation history. This journey shows us that the concept of a day that we take for granted is actually incredibly diverse. It is not a universal constant, but a characteristic unique to each world. This journey teaches us a lesson about perspective. Time is not a monotonous straight line, but a multidimensional tapestry with countless different rhythms. And amidst all that chaos, extremes, and strangeness, there is a small blue planet with an almost perfect 24-hour rhythm.